Welcome to the 4MileCircus, the official podcast of 4MileCircus, which is a media production and social media services company based in Brooklyn. Check us out at 4MileCircus.com. That's the number 4, followed by the word Mile Circus. My name is Sean Mannion. I'm a writer-director in Brooklyn.
And I'm Nicole. I'm the other half of 4MileCircus and a writer, director, producer based in Brooklyn. On this podcast, we will talk to independent artists and media makers about their relationships with social media. If you like what you hear, please subscribe on iTunes or your platform of choice and give us a 5-star review. It really helps spread the word about the show.
We're going to be live streaming this and future interviews on Facebook as we conduct them. So like 4MileCircus on Facebook to be notified of future live streams so you can see all our mistakes and comment with questions for the guest. Some questions may even make it into the show.
On today's show, we will be talking to comedy team SJ and Ginny about promoting their hilarious content through social media. We will also be talking to them about their live shows such as Great Gig and The Shame Game, as well as their success with viral videos. You'll want to stick around for this one.
Welcome to the 4MileCircus podcast. And today's episode, we're talking with SJ, the comedy team, the funny peoples, SJ and Ginny.
Yay!
Hello.
What's up?
Them.
And we're going to be talking to them first. We're going to be talking to them about social media and promoting projects, and in particular their live show Great Gig and their funny web series Feminist Babysitter, as well as some of their other projects. But first, Nicole, do you have a social media tip for people?
I guess.
You guess.
I guess talking into the mic helps.
It totally helps for you to talk into the mic.
I mean, that's what's recording us, right? They
Yeah.
can't- Okay.
It makes my job editing way easier if you're
Cool.
audible.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Audible.com is the sponsor of this podcast.
I wish.
Yeah.
And
so
stamps.com.
And stamps. Yeah.
And mattress.com.
I think our listener base would really appreciate all of those businesses and patronize them if they would hear about them on this podcast.
Yeah, you
I
gotta be
agree.
Audible, you gotta have stamps, gotta have a mattress.
Yes.
Do you hear?
Necessities.
Yeah.
These are the necessities.
All right.
All right.
Now that that's under control. My social media tip today is about scheduling.
Ooh.
I know.
Very
Getting a
fun.
little.
I hate scheduling
Yeah.
my life.
I do too. I actually hate it, but I like this kind of scheduling. See how I brought it back?
Ooh.
'Cause it's a different kind. It's not like when you're trying to make plans with other people and it's terrible. And then you're like, why am I making plans? Because it's so complicated to try to schedule it. This is the kind of scheduling that makes your life easier. If anybody followed me through that
Yes.
briar
Got
patch
it.
of-
You're fine.
Okay. Yeah. So one of the things about social media we talk about is how you're basically supposed to be up in it all the time. You're supposed to post regularly on all your accounts, and it's a pain in the ass. And maybe you have other things to do with your life other than be on social media. So something you can do to maintain a consistent presence of content going out on a regular schedule, as we advise over here at the 4MileCircus, is use a third-party app like Hootsuite or TweetDeck.
I use Hootsuite.
I use Hootsuite.
I've heard of Hootsuite.
Well. Anyway, Hootsuite is very helpful because you can sit down and in like an hour's time schedule like a month's worth of tweets of evergreen content that's not specific to events of the day, but is just stuff that you're going to want going out regardless. And you take a little time, you sit down, you schedule it all out, and boom, you've got your tweets going out for a month. You can do this with Facebook posts as well. You cannot do it on Instagram at this time. Instagram is one of the rare main platforms that doesn't really let you schedule stuff effectively in advance. If an app says they can, they are probably lying. What they will do is they will make a reminder for you that you're supposed to post something on Instagram, which is not what we're talking about here. We're talking about stuff where you line it up and it just shoots out those tweets, and then it looks like you're on social media being active when really you're, drinking yourself into a stupor away from computers or...
Hey, some of us can do both. Not me. I'm not.
In any event, we recommend you do that because you probably have a life and need sleep and can't actually be on social media as frequently as you would like to be appearing to be on social media. And that helps you, not get burnt out, because when you're on social media all the time for an extended period of time, it can start being terrible. And then you're not...
For sure.
Yeah.
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 Seriously.
And then it's diminishing returns because you're not following the best practices that we put forth here at the 4 Mile Circus, because you're just hating it and you're like, I guess I'll retweet this, and you start making typos and you're not really interacting or being social or doing any of the stuff that you should really be doing. So this helps kind of spread your work out in a more manageable way. I make heavy use of scheduling so that sometimes I can step away from the computer, and that's my...
Drink yourself into a stupor.
And drink myself into a stupor.
As we all should.
Yes. I like Bullet Bourbon and Tito's Vodka, if you would like to contribute to the Nicole Drinks Herself into a Stupor Fund. Just putting that out there into the universe. That's my intention, right? That's the intention.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to put it out there, and then it comes back to you.
Right.
Manifold.
Right. So, I'm going to walk out of this apartment later, and there's just going to be, a case of Tito's.
Yeah.
And it's
Buckets
such good
of
timing
booze.
because I'm out because...
Because it's the beginning of the month and rent was due, and you may be a drunk, but you still have to pay the rent.
It's true. It's true. I need a place to drink, and they kick me out of the bars, so...
We've got her face pasted up everywhere. So let's talk to them about them.
Hi.
Does
Oh,
that sound
that's
good?
what we're doing?
Yeah, that's what we're doing. It's not all about you and your drinking problem. I'm tired of having interventions for you.
No.
Okay. So, why don't you guys introduce yourselves and tell people out there in the world who you guys are and how you came together to be a comedy duo?
Ooh, our origin story.
Yes.
Ooh. Where did we grow up? And
Jersey.
Great Neck. Great Neck, New York.
Okay, well, I'm Ginny Lease, and this is...
SJ Sun.
And we are...
SJ and Ginny.
Oh, yeah.
That was great.
That felt great. That felt
That was
really
good. That was good.
Wow. Did you guys
Thank
practice
you.
that?
That's mostly what we do
Yeah.
when we meet.
It shows.
That took a while for us to get
Synchronized speaking.
Let's see. What was the question? The question is, how did we meet? And
Yeah.
where did we...
Yeah, so just introduce you. What do you guys do? Who are you? How did you become a team? Sort of deal.
Ginny and I are both actors, and we are also comedians. We both met doing
Improv. Nailed it!
Nailed it! Obviously, as many comedy teams and duos meet in is
An origin story as old as time.
as old as time. We met at the pit, taking
Okay.
classes.
Level 3, baby.
Level 3 with Chris Griggs.
Chris Griggs. Big fan of ours, by the way.
Yeah,
Chris Griggs.
I'm a big fan of him.
Yeah.
And
Facial.
we started improvising together in a team called Das Bootwerk. And then after that, we started hosting a show together called The Shame Game, which was a big variety show at Union Hall. We did a few shows at the Bell House, and yeah.
Well, SJ and I both left our stable day jobs right around the same time, so we were looking for things to do with our lives.
Yeah, so we're like, let's host a show where we don't get paid.
Yeah, let's invest a lot of money. But it was so fun, and the Shame Game became our baby. We were doing it once a month, and just every single month we just wanted to make it the biggest, best show ever.
Yeah, and then it transformed from this more storytelling game show is how it was originally pitched, but then it turned into more of a sketch show where Ginny and I would just write a ton together the month prior, and then
Yeah, we basically read a full sketch show and have booked acts in between. But it wasn't a true sketch show because it had narrative structure. It was more like a play, sort of.
Yeah.
Did you ever see The Shame Game?
No, I haven't seen The Shame Game.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, but it just sort of evolved because you have no boss, so you can just do whatever you want. We're
Yeah.
fuck storytelling. We're gonna just book musical acts and stand-ups and write these weird little plays.
Totally.
Huh.
That sounds great, honestly.
Yeah, it was really fun.
I wish I had seen it.
Are you still doing it? No.
No, we retired it about a year ago.
Okay. Yeah.
Because we just were like so overzealous about it that we went whole hog every single month and took over our whole lives. So around this time last year, we had all these other projects that we were dying to do. So we decided to retire the Shame Game, and that's when we wrote Great Gig.
Okay. Yeah. Because it sounds a little like when you started talking about the overall structure of it and being like a play, it sounded a little bit like Great Gig. And so I was going to ask, is that where Great Gig came from? Is doing that?
For sure. A lot of the top, like each month we had a new kind of theme that was very relevant to us in our lives, like that month. So, we also had a promo video every month, and that's how Ginny and I got started in doing sketch videos. And they became like, we started to love making sketch videos as much as we loved hosting the show and writing the show. And so then actually once we stopped doing the live show, we started more formally creating web series together. So
nice.
Yeah, that was super fun.
Yeah.
So speaking of Great Gig, can you tell people what is Great Gig?
Great Gig is a masterpiece.
It's a theater piece.
A theater piece
For the theater?
for the academic.
It's a play. It's a one-act play that is
Wait, so what is
one
it?
of my favorite things that we've ever done.
Yeah, we wrote it together when we went to LA.
Ooh, we went to LA.
No, not to
Okay.
take meetings
Just
or
to,
to meet
like-
with industry, just to like hang out together. We went on like a honeymoon, like unsolicited.
That's
Like 1 year
funny.
anniversary, we should go.
Wait, that really was what it was.
Yeah, it was fun.
We like shared a full-size bed in an Airbnb and then like went to the beach together. And then we were like, let's write a show. So we brought index cards and we started brainstorming on the beach, which
Yeah.
is so cool. And then Great Gig was a compilation of some of the sketches that we created for the Shame Game, but then we had this like sort of narrative through line of about two actors who join sort of like a cult, like an acting cult.
Which was a very real present danger in New York City for
Holy shit.
actors.
Yeah, like often actors
Talking
can
about.
for sure be taken advantage of by these people. Like,
Yeah, people are here to steal your money, so be careful.
yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna have to cut that part out of the show.
Why?
Are you stealing?
I don't
money
want you
from
guys
us?
to be. I don't want you guys to clune anybody in on us.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Got an actor racket.
Yeah. Are you guys telling actors that you and only you can make them rich and famous?
They're lining up downstairs.
I don't
they
think
are.
anybody's gonna
Now.
believe me.
I don't know. You have that
I don't think- I
guru-esque
don't-
beard.
That's why you wear the mask.
Yes, exactly. That's what,
Are you wearing a mask right now?
no.
Or is he?
Who knows?
We're all wearing a mask, aren't we?
Yes.
Hmm.
So go ahead. You about the
So deep.
sorry.
Take a minute with that. That was some deep, deep truth. Okay.
The dangers of being an actor and getting scammed.
Right. So that was sort of this idea that we played with. And so basically when we were doing the Shame Game that year, we'd write these scripts and perform them once, and then we had to move on and do a new show. So we were sitting on all these scripts that we loved, and like some things had worked and some things hadn't, and we had all these like themes and ideas, and even just like jokes, little bits that we loved. And it was a shame that this is just piling up in our Google Drive and not seeing the light of day. So we kind of started from just so much material and morphed it into
A comedy monster.
a comedy monster. But then it became its like it took on new life. It was its own weird thing. But it was so, giving birth to that play was, it was so easy to do it because we had all of this material that we had developed over the course of the year.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool. 1 second. You can come in.
Hello?
Should we cut the live stream?
No, you're
Oh.
fine.
Oh, it's Jess. Guest star Jess, everybody.
I know.
So just to get back to the thing. So Great Gig. It's a live show. So people out there
it's a
on the
play.
internet, they can't see it. It's a play. Excuse me.
Screw you, internet. Yeah, if I have like one message for this podcast distributed on the internet, it's fuck you, internet.
Fuck you. Burn in hell.
You know what you did.
Oh Wow. Well, we're gonna have to dig deep into those feeling. No.
No, I mean, well, there goes our audience. So
Exactly. But you guys have promoted the show because it's a play. It's here in New York. You guys have promoted the show, at least partially on social media, online,
Yes,
through
totally.
presence. And like, how do you do that for a live show?
Well, let's see. When we started Great Gig, we compiled a list of press contacts, whether that be print or online. And so we just like had it in our monthly workflow that, the press blast goes out, X many days before the show.
Yeah, and we would have all of our materials, like our marketing materials, lined up.
Yeah, so we have the video ready.
Yeah.
We'd
So
have
this is for Great Gig? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about how we like
Just generally?
I feel like we really did a lot of trial and error and figured out how to do it with the shame game.
For sure.
And then
Okay.
sort of just carried over all of those practices into Great Gig. So when we did the play, we still had a promo video, which is a good one, I think.
Yeah,
Their
I
little
love it.
dance vid.
I'm looking forward. I'm gonna put it on the Facebook
Ooh,
feed for people because I love it.
I saw that. I
I'm a
enjoyed
big fan of it.
That was like our...
So I might, there's a Great Gig.
It's like a music video.
Tab right there at the bottom.
It made me
This one?
intrigued to see the show that I can't see because I cannot time travel.
Yeah, this video... Okay, this video is interesting because it follows us preparing to go to Great Gig as SJ and Ginny. So it's not really
Is there a
like...
tab that says,
Is it shows?
Are we looking for it on
What's
YouTube?
happening?
yeah, we're looking for it on YouTube.
Oh,
If
it's
we
on
look
your
up
YouTube.
Great Gig promo...
You emailed me a link to it.
I know. I found it the other day, and I
It might be
can't
on
find
SJ's channel because SJ has a whole lot of subscribers because we had one of our shame game vids go super, super viral. So we would so she got a lot of followers through that or subscribers on YouTube.
And which one was that one? Because I think I know which one you're talking about.
Oh,
but-
that's drive-by street harassment. That's the
Right.
viral one.
Right.
This promo video is called SJ and Ginny prep for a Great Gig.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know where our videos live.
Really? No.
No. Oh, there it is.
There it is. There it
It's
is.
the playlist. Yeah, so we just applied all the lessons that we had learned from promoting the shame game to Great Gig, which is basically like have a lot of content. So we'd have like great images, great posts, like design a poster, have a video. When we first did it, we were at the Annoyance, so we were paired with another team, with another show that was really great.
Yeah.
So we were promoting in tandem, which was awesome. And then when we moved it to the Pit, we booked an opening act of another like comedian that we liked, either do stand-up or musical stuff. So that was another, the more you can add to your bill to like juice it up, I think is beneficial.
Yeah, absolutely. So it becomes about like partnerships with other artists to sort of tap into each other's networks. Is that kind of what you're saying?
For sure. I mean, it's great for the audience, when they come to our show, that they get to see another really wonderful comedy act who's
Bang for your buck.
who's popular in New York. So our first show at the Annoyance was Anna Dresden and Matt Rogers' show called...
What was the show called?
It was
It was
about...
so funny.
It was so funny.
Welcome to Hell.
Good Morning Hell.
Good Morning Hell.
And it was a really, really fucking funny show. And that that had been going on for a few months at the Annoyance. So that was also really helpful for cross-promotion. And then also the Annoyance is a great theater because there's just like a lot of like fans and a lot of the performers like to go there for the night and they'll watch all the shows. So like
new, and I think they have a really strong community.
Yeah, we
'cause
love
they
the Annoyance.
Just opened
like about like
a year
2
and a
years
half
ago.
Yeah, less than 2 years. So I think there are a lot of diehards in that community. So
Yeah. So then when we
your
moved
your
to
choice of venue is important because if you have a built-in audience there, it really helps you.
For sure. Yeah. So if like you have a live show that would like cater more to a smaller black box theater, like the Annoyance or like even like Pit Loft or underground at the pit is wonderful also, which is
Yeah, I feel like Pit Loft, you don't get a lot of just like no one's just like hanging out there.
That's true.
Like,
no one's hanging out at the subway next door.
Yeah, like underneath it.
Or that like Japanese restaurant. Oh my
So you don't get
gosh.
any like just randos like stumbling into the show, but you can totally get that at
Pit
the
underground.
Pit underground. Just we did a one-off of Great Gig last month, and we got so many people just because we had a late show. We had a 10 o'clock show
On a Friday.
We went to the 8 o'clock show just because there was a show going on that we wanted to check out, and like saw different people either in that show or in the audience who were around. We're like, stick around, like come to our show downstairs. And we got, I don't know, another half dozen audience members. And when you're in a really small space like that, you know, those extra 6 people make a big difference.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
It's easy to fill, and that is like such a great like intimate place to perform.
Okay. So it becomes much more about like directly interacting with individuals in the real world where people actually live.
I think that's called WOM marketing, word of mouth.
Oh yeah.
Like we do, like there's like the
Like when you
social.
corner someone in the bathroom and be like, hey, you're gonna stick around to my show?
Yeah,
And like,
why don't you come down?
hey, I saw your show, you wanna stick around?
You wanna like be friends?
And you stare at them.
Can you tweet
And
at
they
me? Yeah.
See, whenever that happens, they're always throwing me out. Maybe I should do it in the men's bathroom.
Yes.
that's-
Yeah.
Clearly.
Well, I think what's special
Different
about
dynamic.
the comedy community in New York is that it's big. Like, the comedy community is so big and it's really active. People are hanging out at the theaters. People love to be there. People want to see shows. So if you're putting up your show somewhere where that community is really active, like you have that built-in audience there and they're enthusiastic. They're not coming being like, what's this? Sometimes people go to comedy shows. Randos will go to comedy shows and be like, make me laugh.
Yeah. Yep. Arms folded.
Yeah,
That was like our May show, the Shame Game.
we'll never forget.
Yeah. Never forget.
You just had one where there was.
He was
a
like
bunch
the
of-
only guy in the front row, and he was like, I don't know, like a middle-aged like dad.
Arms crossed, leaning back.
Yeah.
Hated everything we were doing.
And that's when we were both wearing our nude bodysuits.
Yeah, and that's also where we did like the vagina joke where you like dumped yogurt.
It was
And
whipped
you're like,
cream.
oh, you made me
Mess myself.
mess myself.
That is
Because I was
why.
playing John Hamm, and she was playing herself. We're like, oh, like Esther's getting really turned on by John Hamm, so she like sprayed whipped cream out of her pussy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so my-
yeah. And that guy was like,
Oh man,
that's gross.
it was that guy and my parents.
Yeah.
That was the main show.
Oh,
It was a bummer.
Thank you, Chris Leese.
Yeah. I think he actually liked the show though, which is amazing.
I mean, I think we can all relate to that reaction to John Hamm.
Yeah. That he makes
can.
you mess yourself, Sean? Me too. How could he not?
Obviously. Come on, have you seen the man?
Yeah, I'm sorry about your couch, by the way.
Well, we were talking about John Hamm. It's fine.
Just the name,
I'll just I'll Febreze it. That
John-
helps.
Hamaconda.
Is he a Jonathan? Jonathan Hamm?
He just goes by. I mean, I'm sure he is Jonathan, but
Jonathan.
I think he just goes by John.
Don't you think the mystery is part of what makes him so alluring, though?
That you don't know if it's John or Jonathan. That is.
Exactly.
That's what I can't go to sleep at night. 'Cause of that.
Unsolvable mystery.
Oh gosh.
So,
Just email john.ham@gmail.com
No,
or
that is his
Jonathan Jonathan.ham. See who responds,
yeah.
and then you can
Are
ensure
you-
that
That's
it's him.
foolproof. Foolproof.
Yeah,
plan.
yeah.
Gonna do
But
it.
like
Just a-
seriously though, like if you ever want to like get a celebrity's contact,
Isn't it just first name dot last name
you're
69
never
at
can
gmail.com?
really go wrong with just trying that.
It's likely.
I mean, I feel like it's probably not Judd.apatow, but it's like maybe Judd.apatow.
Maybe like japp
J-app.
dot toe.
Dot toe.
So 3.
Like
Three.
probably. No.
But so there's a sort of a different dynamic promoting like Shame Game and Great Gig versus let's say like Drive-By Street Harassment, which you're talking about, which is a Shame Game promo.
Yes,
Is that right?
That was a Shame Game promo.
So, can you maybe describe for people what is Drive-By Street Harassment?
SJ, take it away.
The video or the concept?
Well, I suppose start
That
with
we
the
invented.
concept, and then tell us.
Oh
about
gosh.
that.
Okay, drive-by street harassment is when you are walking down the street and you're a woman, and
I'll play the guy.
okay, and then like you're just walking, like minding your business, and you like, you know, just kind of like living your life. And then all of a sudden, a man comes right next to your ear and says,
"Sweet titties."
And then you're like, what? And you continue walking because you already have the momentum of like walking before.
It happens so quickly.
But then the guy walks away the other direction because he knows he did something wrong. And then you're like, wait, what? And then you're like, wait, I'm angry. Fuck, I should have said this. I should have said, suck my dick or something like that. And then you can't. And then you're angry for the next hour.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That is the plague of drive-by street harassment.
And they also get really close to you, which is like another violation. Like that lean in just as you're passing by and get so close, say something disgusting, and then scamper off into the night.
Exactly.
Like a douche.
Yeah. So it's a drive-by.
So it'd be better if they hung
Friends.
around.
I mean, I guess
What's the question?
it's not better or worse than other types of street harassment, but what I think is fascinating about this is that it's more invisible. Like, technically, another third-party man could observe a catcaller hollering at a woman, right?
Right.
But this type of stuff happens so often. It's so subtle. Men don't see it to a point that they don't realize that it exists.
Yeah.
Right.
Ooh,
So I think
like
that's
that
why
word
it's so
invisible.
insidious, is that it's people, good men who are trying to not be douchebags are all like, really? Did that happen? It's like, yeah, idiot.
Yeah. Error day, motherfuckers.
It's the one where there is no, even though there's no defense for street harassment, there's definitely no, like, you did something wrong. See, that's why you're doing it that quickly and quietly and like zipping by. Like there's not even the like,
Or, like-
oh, I was just complimenting. It's just like
Or like what happens, like
they
people at fruit
are
stands, like men at fruit
gross
stands,
out.
or
Fruit
like
stands?
yeah, fruit stands.
Oh.
It
Yeah,
happened
yeah,
just like 15 minutes ago. Like they're just sitting, like waiting for someone to buy their shit, and then like you walk by and they just like right when you are right near them, they're like, "Hello, lady," and then you like, did I just imagine that? And then like if you turn around, like they win. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, fuck this. So always have your earbuds in. That's
Yes.
the thing.
Never interact with anyone.
Never talk to anyone. Yeah.
I like this general policy. I mean,
Like,
I don't
Sean,
experience
did
that.
you know about this?
Do you know the
The
Whisper
drive-by
thing?
street harassment
Yeah,
before
this-
your thing?
Yeah.
I don't think I'd heard about it before, but I'm not surprised by it at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
that sounds consistent with other things I've heard about street harassment and just dudes being shitty.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not surprising, but I don't think I'd specifically heard of it before. So,
You know what I did today?
What'd you do?
That fruit stand man,
Did you kill him?
I killed him.
Oops.
And I'm
Where's
really
the
happy
body?
I'm here because the feds are after me. Oh, the body? It's at the fruit stand.
Oh, so many flies. Even
so
more
many
flies than before.
nobody'll notice.
No, but what
Was
I've
it
been-
here in the neighborhood? Nobody will notice.
Well, what I did, and I didn't even mean to do it, is I walked. I heard him do it. Like, I heard him, like, gearing up to do it. And so I just, like, walked really close to him. And I just did this to him.
Ow.
You just like banged
Okay.
into
I
him.
hit him with my shoulder.
Okay.
Before or after he said, "Hey, lady"?
It was more like it was like after, like he said it right before, and then I just hit him in the shoulder. And it's like no one wins. But like for me, I was like, why did I just do that? Oh, it's just like you being angry and like trying to
I
like,
mean,
do
it
something.
sounds like he
Search yourself.
That,
So
that's like
fucking stupid.
the minimum he deserves is
Oh,
at least
God.
a knock at something. I don't know.
Yeah, so this was happening a lot.
Yeah.
Yes, it was happening last summer. It was
Was
early
it 2
summer.
summer ago?
Last summer.
Well, last summer ago. It was
I know,
in
but time
June.
flies.
And then Ginny and I went to a bar one day randomly,
Uh huh.
Hanjan on 27th Street. It's a Korean restaurant, and we got a beer. And then I was like, Ginny, I want to make a video. And you were like, but wait, it's going to be so dangerous to actually harass men.
Yeah, so she pitched me this concept, which was to flip the script and, like, she being the one going up to men and, like, whispering stuff, like, suggestive stuff.
Mm-hmm.
My first instinct was, like, we're going to get killed, though.
Yeah, there was a lot of slashings that summer.
Okay. Right.
And, like,
Yeah,
slashing.
there's that specific person who was killing Asian women.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Jesus. I
That
mean,
was
like,
last summer.
and also slashings can be, like, really stealthy. You know, you just go and you slash someone.
Yeah, that's
It's-
something that happens really quick.
So then I was
Yes.
like, oh, what could happen is I could go up to someone and then quickly get slashed. Like,
Yeah.
so then Ginny was like, well,
just,
if
like,
we do
any,
this.
like, escalation, like, I think a big reason that the way that women react when they get catcalled is to ignore it, or just any sort of harassment, is that you don't want to escalate a situation. You don't know who this
Right.
person is, what's going to happen next. You just want to walk away, not say anything. So to initiate seemed, a pregnant possibility of going
right. You have no idea where
going
it's
somewhere
gonna go.
faster,
Yeah.
quicker, and more dangerous.
Yeah. So then Ginny was like, okay, we'll do it only if we do it near policemen.
Well, I was like, what neighborhood?
Oh, yeah.
So we landed on Bryant Park.
Okay.
Because Bryant Park is just like businessmen having lunch and tourists.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very public.
It's very
So
public,
it's-
midtown. Yeah. And so then we shot that. And so I went off and harassed a bunch of men, and then Ginny shot it on her iPhone.
Uh-huh.
That was hilarious because like Ginny
Selfie
would
shooting.
Ginny would like sit down at a Bryant Park, like, those green metal tables, and like just have her phone like this and look away.
But the thing was, that would be easy to do if you were shooting vertical, right? Because then you could just pretending you're texting or whatever. But we had to do it landscape because we wanted the video to look nice.
Yeah.
So it is so hard to look nonchalant just holding your phone landscape.
Yeah, no one
You're
does that.
Clearly filming something.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh man.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and we made the video.
So you made the video.
And
Made the video that launched, and then like that was the first time we got like a ton of organic press.
Right.
And if we're talking about promotion, like that really helped us a lot because
it
we
seemed
were
like really timely. It was the beginning of summer. The summer before that video. What was that
About
video
the
called?
woman.
Hollaback.
Oh, the one
video.
where they were following her around the...
Yeah, she
She's wearing all
she
black.
filmed herself walking around
That's it.
for a
that's it,
day,
yeah.
Mhm.
and that was such a big deal. And this was the first time we had content that was sort of like current event based.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, because we weren't ever super topical in our videos.
That's
Well,
the
we
word
did
I
do
was
dude notes, but I mean, this one was very actively like talking about social issues.
And it was really funny.
No, that's great.
So we bounced.
Oh, it's very funny.
So at that
I love
point, we considered a video a success if we could get 400 views on it. We would
Okay.
blast it out to all of our usual places. If we got 400 views within a certain amount of days, that was our metric. Like a successful video.
yeah.
So did it get 400?
It got
views?
400 views.
Well, there you go.
And then I bounced it off a friend at Huffington Post. That's the first place that it landed.
Who
That
was it?
It was Lily Carlin back
Oh,
when
yeah,
she
yeah.
was working at Huffington Post. She passed it on to the comedy editor. I was like, oh, cool. It's going to get more views. And I remember looking at
Like
it.
500.
I remember looking at that night and had, a couple thousand views. And I remember turning to the person that I was with. I was like, I think this video is going to get 10,000 views. Whoa. I just can't believe it. And 3 days later, we had 2 million.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yes.
That was insane.
That was really fucking
Going
insane.
viral is really fun and stressful.
Yeah, yeah.
So. Okay. So that was sort of. Oh, go ahead.
How do you make 2 million views happen?
Well,
Is
okay, I know exactly how, because everyone poaches each other's content
Yep.
because the internet is all about content.
Mhm.
So it started with Huffington Post and just proliferated from there. Everyone was snatching the video and doing like basically the same 200-word write-up on it, essentially copying and pasting the
regurgitation.
regurgitation.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
and then it went international. All sorts of news organizations were sharing it, and also it had like that organic shareability of people just posting it themselves. So
It's a perfect storm of those different streams coming together. and
Yeah.
2 million pairs of eyeballs.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe 1 million who all watched it twice, or whatever the
I mean,
math is.
I did watch it 1.5 million times.
Oh, thank you
Oh,
so,
thank you so
much,
much.
Sean.
Yours was so viral.
Wow. Really appreciate it.
But,
That's time consuming.
But well, I think it's interesting because it's one of those. That's the thing that so many people are chasing, like online, is the millions of views.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And the way you
If
did
only
it
we've been selling something.
exactly.
Yeah.
Chips.
Sun chips?
I love chips. I
Yeah.
hate sun chips.
I'm trying to be healthy. I get it, but
We'll talk about this later.
jalapeno, Cape Cod. I don't know.
So,
Cape Cod,
but
yeah.
so you guys had like something that really did kind of what everybody kind of hopes to do, which is you made a thing because you wanted to make something that happened to be topical, but it's because it's about something you cared about, and then you had a contact that you could send it to, and that got it in front of the right people, and then it went in front of everybody, and then that kind of extended
a
out.
lot of things lined up.
So it's sort of that ideal one as opposed to the sort of fake viral that we keep saying, where it's like an ad company puts out like
Oh yeah, I think that happens with Facebook views. Like if you upload a video to Facebook, you can say it has like 200,000 views.
Even if you're just playing as someone scrolled past.
Yeah, like because that counts as a view, which is like absolutely nuts. Like I can't believe Facebook is like, I don't know that's a metric that people are using.
no.
I don't know.
But it's a metric they're using to try to encourage people to upload content to Facebook rather than linking to second-party sites. Because they're like, look, on Facebook you can say, and then people, I think it's all the little bits because Facebook wants to become the internet. Or Facebook wants to become AOL in the 90s or whatever.
And
gosh.
I really don't want it to be. If I could get away from Facebook more often, that'd be great.
Yeah,
I
fuck
say that
Facebook
while we're
Facebook Live.
while we're
Hi, Mark
live.
Zuckerberg.
How many people are watching?
4 at the
Millions.
moment. It goes between about 4
4
and 6.
million?
Hello,
4
Japan.
million.
Hello, Italy.
We're huge in Italy.
Really?
Yeah, that's most of our fan base.
Nice.
Is it like nighttime there? They're up late at night
Let's see,
watching?
it's probably
'Cause they're so
7 hours
dedicated.
ahead. So no, it's probably day.
Okay.
It's like early no, it's like evening, 8 o'clock. Or so.
Okay. So it's a good time to be watching the internet.
Our Italian fans just got off of work. They're kicking back. The
Kicking back.
Having
bottle
a
of vino.
Pinot Noir.
Having some wine and stuff like that.
pizza, I assume.
Pizza,
So-
wine.
Sorry.
That sounds
That's
good.
interesting.
I'm just hungry.
So, yeah, me too a little bit.
We were talking about things?
Yeah, we were talking about the so I mean that's interesting because I think that's what people, I mean, it's certainly something that people keep trying to tell me, like, why don't you just like make a viral video?
I
Like
love
just
that.
make a video that's viral and then you're set. Because you guys are obviously rich and famous now that you made
Oh, yeah.
a viral video.
Yeah.
$3 million,
Yeah.
mostly from our Italian fans, who are also very rich.
So,
They love chips. They love the chips we're selling.
so it's so it's about like working the connections you have and making something that you cared about, really. And then it naturally sort of came together. I mean, not going to happen all the time for everybody, but this is like a best case scenario of that, I suppose.
And upon reflecting about it, I've never really thought about it before, but I think in so many ways that video sort of I hate that I'm saying this right now, please forgive me, kind of defined our brand. And then we started doing so much more feminist-minded content. But that came from such an organic place that we were just sort of in our own lives getting more invigorated around feminism. So at that point, then so much of other stuff has been informed by that sensibility, including Feminist Babysitter, including Great Gig, definitely UTN.
Totally. Yeah, no, I would agree with that statement.
And the press was just like it's been all the press we've gotten from there. It's like really, they just really want to understand simple concepts. So they're like, oh, so you're a feminist comedian. It's like, okay, like I know how to write headlines.
Feminist comedians, yeah.
Great.
At first I was confused by that. I was like, is that what we are? And then I was like, that is fucking what we are.
Fucking right, now that you mention it.
I will murder you, fruit stand man.
I don't feel bad for the fruit stand man, but I kind of like I'm worried about my ability to get around the neighborhood.
Well, it wasn't here.
Because
It
the
was
cops.
fruit stand man was 23rd Street and
Oh, okay.
6th.
That's fine.
That's
Yeah.
far
Okay.
enough away from here. I'm
So that
totally
guy.
fine with that. Yeah.
I was going to say, I think there's an important lesson here, Sean, about a couple things.
Ooh.
Ooh, lessons. I like
Teachable
that.
moment.
Gather around.
Lessons.
Whoa.
I like it. It's a dance party.
It's
We haven't
good.
had a dance party on the show yet.
It's good, yeah. I think one is part of why your video went viral is because it was something. Sometimes people are like, "But I made this great video. Why didn't it go viral? It's so cool." And it's like, it's not really about how good your video is. Not that your video is not the best video ever.
What are you trying to say?
It's certified. I'm saying. But it's a video that people want to share. Like, that's the most important thing, that it's something that when people see it, it like does something in their head where they're like, I want other people to see this. I want this to be disseminated from me. And it's getting weird again. That sounded weird to me. Just disseminated. And sorry, it's a weird. No.
I will disseminate
Disseminate
you.
sounds like semen.
Yeah, it does. That's why I stopped. Because I'm 12 apparently. Yeah, so people need to want to share it. There needs to be that incentive that people are like, oh, I want to show this to my friends. And also, it's something that you guys were passionate about, that you were excited to be doing, that you enjoyed. And that, I think, also translates, because when people are trying to, like, crank out their hopefully viral content and they're doing it joylessly, that comes across. And that's...
Yeah, when you're like, you're just an advertising company and you hate your life.
Yeah, for example. Yeah, so I think that's notable in this story, because, as Sean said, this is kind of like the rare viral success story that's actually viral. You know, it's not faux viral. It's not the Harlem Shake or whatever.
Or that Kiss one.
The Kiss.
I love the Kiss one.
Did you see?
That
you guys?
The Strangers?
Yeah, the strangers,
no.
the fake strangers.
Oh, not
There's
that one.
Yun's one, where it's actual strangers. You guys.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but there's actually another, when we did Drive-By Street Harassment.
Farah Brooks video.
Farah Brooks, a comedian. Farah Brooks. I think it's called, it was before that, like, makeout video, but she...
So funny.
This woman was just in Penn Station and would just randomly go up to people, and to the tune of Kiss Me by Sixpence None the Richer.
Of course.
Classic too.
She would just start making out with, like, guys. And it was
Lean in for a kiss.
and, like, whether or not, like, sometimes she would wait for them to either kiss her back or whatever, but most of them just, like, kind of were like, what the fuck is going on? But then there were a few that just, like, went in and made out with her. It was fucking hilarious. Didn't we reach out to Farah Brooks and we're like...
Yeah, because I was so nervous before we shot this video.
About getting hurt.
Yeah, about just, like, how she dealt with releases or any of it.
Yeah.
So I just reached out and, like, hey, like, how did you handle this stuff? And she was like, no, we just went for it.
I think it's called Kiss Me.
Okay.
Farah Brooks Kiss Me. You need to watch it.
Is her last name Brooks?
It is.
I want to be sure, because I want to promote that video.
Farah, Farah. I've never met her, but I love her.
She's an internet acquaintance, and she's very funny.
There it
Kiss
is.
Me
Me and Wes.
Hey, good memory.
I will post it on the thing right now.
It can go in the show notes. We'll put that in the show notes for
I'm
you.
so happy watching that.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we never, going back to your point about virability and how to make it happen and joy, and we never intended, or we never were like, how do we scheme to make a viral video? We were just doing our thing. We had this setup where we were making a video every single month, and that video was technically our promo for that month's show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
which did not translate into 1 million butts in seats, by the way.
It was a good show.
It was a good
It's
show.
really hard to fill the Bell House.
Yeah.
It's really hard to fit 1 million people in the Bell House. Like, it's a pretty big venue.
And most of
but-
our friends are abroad.
In,
What's up, Italy?
in Italy.
Big shout out to Italy. Love what you're doing.
So, just for the sake of time, we should probably move on to crowdfunding in a minute. But before we do that, we're going to do a thing. We like to end our episodes with, like, a fun little thing. Sometimes it's a game, but since no,
I'm sorry.
you fucked up the thing.
I fucked up.
Everything's
I broke
ruined.
the podcast. Bye.
So,
Bye.
but with new guests, we like to go with something we call favorite things, where we just talk about something that you're really into right now.
So fun.
So, if anybody has anything off the top of their heads, we can go, or I can go first. I have a thing.
To clarify, it can be anything. It does not have to be some item of pop culture. It can be clouds on a sunny day. It can
Jalapeno cheese poppers. That was a thing last time.
That was a thing last time. The scent of non-vegan snacks
Yeah.
can be it.
I'm going to try not to think about this too hard.
Okay.
I'm really loving this green apple flavored Haichu.
Okay.
I love Haichus. I've been eating a lot of them this summer, and they're one of my new favorite candies, and I think everyone should try them. They're at most bodegas, but I feel like a lot of people don't know about them.
I had not heard of them before.
Nor had I.
You-
I hadn't known about them
brought it
until a
up.
couple years ago. I used to have this job where I was in charge of the candy jar, and it was really...
That's a
You're
job.
like so good.
I like
at
this
that.
job.
I was the receptionist at the at a company.
Okay.
And the candy jar was on my desk, and I was responsible for all the ordering. And people gave me such a hard time about it. Like if
I mean,
the candy jar was out of the thing that they liked, they were mad at me personally.
yeah.
But I would take requests, and people were requesting Haichus, and I'd never heard of them, and they, made me feel bad about it, as people do. And then I ordered them, and I saw the light. Haichus are delicious.
That was pretty great. I'm gonna have to have
They
these
have
more.
mango is really good, and strawberry is also really good. Yeah, I think it's a Japanese candy that's getting like popular because like Japanese culture is like getting more and more popular here.
Okay.
I think you're right, but they've taken like it's not like evident from the packaging anymore. I feel like they are used to be.
Yeah, it might have like
They're trying to
become Americanized or something.
Okay.
But it was like a really trendy. You could tell it's a really trendy candy because they started selling it at Urban Outfitters.
Oh no!
And I was like, oh god, okay, so this is gonna happen. Candy is
under license from Japan, made in Taiwan.
Okay.
Oh, Taiwan. Oh, speaking of Taiwan, okay, my favorite thing is right now Eddie Huang.
Oh, nice.
So good. He is the restaurateur behind Bauhaus, and also his biography, Fresh Off the Boat, is what is the inspiration for the ABC sitcom Fresh Off the Boat. Anyway, I read the book and I just like devoured it, and I fucking love him and the book and his story. And then I'm also reading Double Cup Love right now, which is the sequel to his biography, and it's just like fucking amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very cool.
Excellent.
Do you have one?
Yeah.
Oh, we only get one?
Oh, you can have more if you want.
I have a gazillion.
You
Okay,
can
let's
have.
do one more each.
Okay, what?
Go
It's
for it.
Nicole's turn.
No.
Okay.
I mean, you can each do one more. You're the guest. You're the guest.
Yes.
Thank you.
I haven't thought of
much.
anything yet, though.
Oh, well, I want to talk about these books. I'm obsessed with them. The Elena Ferrante Neapolitan novels. They're 4
Wait,
books.
this is so
That sounds hard.
smart sounding.
No, it's not. They have terrible covers and they're really thick, but they're the best books I've read in so long. I was reading it this morning. I had to put it down because it was making me so sad, but in a good way. I'm like, wrenching myself away from it every night and every morning.
What's it called again?
I forget the titles of each individual ones, but the author's name is Elena Ferrante. She's Italian.
Oh.
I'm just really doing this to cater to my Italian audience.
It's nice for you to promote your fans' work.
But Elena Ferrante, okay, she's so funny. She, that's a pen name, and she refuses to reveal her real identity, and she's threatened that if anyone ever reveals who she really is, that she'll never write again. And people are like, okay, because they love her book so much. And the stories follow these girls who grow up in Naples post World War II and like go through their entire lives. So the novel takes from like childhood all the way to basically present day, and they're just the most compelling. I mean, talk about feminist literature. They're so good.
What are they
You would
about?
love them. They're just following these girls' lives from childhood. They grow up in Naples in this really poor neighborhood that's run essentially by the mob, and they're 2 best friends, and they take completely different paths. Like their lives become so different because one has the ability to stay in school and the other one doesn't, and they live in such a small neighborhood that their whole family's business and like who they end up marrying affects their entire families and the trajectory of their futures, and it's just so good. It's just about
I'm
it's just
totally
so
gonna-
rich and about their lives.
Can I find that at the
amazing.
public library?
Definitely, there's gonna be a wait list. though.
Okay, that's fine. They probably have like 1,000 of them.
They
Okay,
better,
cool.
if they're smart. Libraries be dumb.
Okay, my last one,
Yeah.
second and last one, I'll be very quick, is grinding your own coffee beans.
Okay.
That is good.
It does
That's
smell
like-
nice, yeah.
Yeah, do you do that?
We occasionally do. We're very lazy about the coffee most of the time, and so we have backup beans. Basically, we usually have grounds, and then we have backup beans for like when it's there's an
Girl, I love your
emergency.
backup.
Girl, that sounds like a secret fart. That's my backup bean, baby. Oh, yeah. It's the sequel to Secret Garden. Yeah. Oh yeah, so I've started buying Joe coffee, if you guys have heard of it.
Whoa.
It's like
It's
right
good.
nearby. Oh my gosh, holy shit. That is like crack coffee. And then, grind it in the morning. And I've been doing it every day, which I think is very bougie of me. But it's just like a nice little ritual that I like to do. That's all.
It smells nice.
It smells
the
really good,
smell
and
of
it like
It's
it
noisy, but
feels
it
good.
bothers me, so.
Like actually, yesterday, I like
Wait, what kind of
couldn't.
grinder are you using? Are you
It's,
using like a crank, or are you using like an electric?
Oh no, an electric.
Okay,
It's like a Bodem, Bodem.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like black with a red little button, and it's so lovely. It's nice. Yeah.
You can get a little like for $10
They're
a
cheap.
coffee grinder, like
Yeah.
in any little.
Oh no, we have
I-
we have an electric one.
I mean, you can also like use it to grind spices, like
do that.
peppercorns and like I don't know,
I never thought about that.
star anise.
I mean, you have to be careful though because you don't necessarily want all those tastes in your coffee.
That's true. Yeah. Although I don't mind if there was like garlic flavor in it. I love garlic.
It's
Garlic coffee.
So good.
I use my
have the
coffee
worst
grinder to grind nuts frequently, almonds,
Oh, great.
for all sorts of different purposes, and I don't mind if there's a little bit of almonds in my coffee.
I don't like that. I mean, I don't mind that either.
I'm glad we agree. I'm glad
Wait,
we
maybe I
had
should
this
do
talk.
that with almonds.
I recommend it.
That sounds so good.
Does it turn into butter?
If you do it enough, yeah. But I do it to the point where it's like you have like almond flour, basically.
Okay.
And I use that for all sorts of nefarious vegan purposes.
Nefarious, you evil woman.
Evil vegans.
I will keep my favorite thing very brief. It is that Animaniacs is on Netflix, and I watch it every day. And
Animaniacs
it's fucking great.
is pretty great.
It's
Which one's your favorite?
so
Which
great.
character?
I don't know yet. I mean, I guess Dot
Me too.
immediately,
Dot.
but
Yeah.
She's
like,
the only woman / girl, whatever.
yeah.
Default favorite character.
Everyone else
Well,
can
I mean,
die.
there's the nurse, but she's not really a character.
Oh, hello,
she's
No,
just there.
she's a blank slate.
Oh, there's
onto
Slappy
which-
though.
Oh, I love
There's a
Slappy.
woman
Slappy the
named
squirrel.
Slappy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Slappy
a
the
squirrel.
squirrel. The,
Oh,
like,
okay.
the old timey actress.
She's-
I love
she's
Slappy
kinda
the
my favorite.
squirrel. I do fucking. I was just saying this last night when we were watching it over at my house, and I was like, I love Slappy Squirrel. I do, and I also love the Good Feathers. I'm only a few episodes into the first season, and there was the mafioso pigeons,
So cute.
Yes, yeah, no, I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
and it's just like a pastiche
The,
of.
the Animaniacs were a big part of my like after school as a kid.
Okay, so you know.
I know many of the
Big fan
They're
of
pretty
big
great.
fan of them as well. But
Yeah.
I could talk about this all day, so I'll pass it to you.
Okay, so mine is. It should be more embarrassing than it is, but right for the last most of the last week, I've been watching game shows, like actual game shows, not like reality shows, but like.
Interesting.
There's a new version of $10,000 Pyramid called $100,000 Pyramid.
Who knew? Not me.
Whoa.
The way to
And you know
hang
who's
that.
really fucking good at that show is Snoop Dogg. Because apparently he
Good for
grew
Snoop
up
Dogg.
being really into the show.
Is he the
original
host?
show. No. He
He's
was
a
he was a
guest?
guest. Because the thing about
They
the
have
10,000 or
celebrities?
the $100,000 pyramid is they pair a just a normal person who's applied to win with like a celebrity person. I think this was even the original show too, and you're supposed to like guess words based on clues. It's a very simple game. I think what I've been enjoying about it, and I also started watching Celebrity Family Feud, and
Celebrity families?
That sounds great.
it's sort of weird. Sometimes they're families, sometimes they're not. But I think what I've been enjoying about them is just watching people win stuff. Just like they're pretty positive. They're all like really like into what they're doing, and I'm just like, this is nice. Because when I turn on like anything else in my life, Twitter, Facebook, blah blah blah, it's usually somebody shitting on something.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's me, but oftentimes it's somebody else, and most of the time it has to do with the election. And so I'm just like, I'm gonna watch people
Totally.
win money.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
hear
going
ya.
to be nice. But speaking of fresh
Totally.
off the boat, Randall Park was on $100,000 Pyramid.
Whoa!
He was
How'd he do?
okay. He did okay.
He was all right.
He wasn't as good as Snoop Dogg.
Okay.
Snoop Dogg was very good at it.
Guys, did you hear that Snoop Dogg is getting a cooking show with Martha Stewart?
I heard about that.
That's a real thing that's happening.
I'm
I think-
excited for that.
I
I
think
love the
actually
world.
Martha Stewart was also on the same episode with him because she.
Maybe
also
that's how
did
they
her-
met. Apparently they're friends. They're gonna have a cooking show together.
Wait, what channel?
I don't know. The House and Garden.
How's
VH1. I don't know.
HGTV. Wait, what?
Don't you just love these modern times we're living in? Like 10 years ago, that would have never been possible. But we live in
Yeah.
the age of the internet where that makes sense.
Yeah. I would love to watch that. And is he going to be stoned the whole time? And is she going to be like, I don't know.
I hope they both are.
Oh my
mean,
gosh.
That would make a lot of sense.
I
Maybe
think
she's
the
just chilling on her
possibility of
Xanax
that
and
is-
he's doing his thing, like to each their own.
God, her
And
magazine
private.
covers are hot. Like, have you been seeing photo shoots of her? She looks like sexy Martha Stewart. Like, it was
she
of
looks
her,
good.
like, in a bathtub, like,
No.
full of, like, pumpkins.
Like
Like,
chili?
it was, like, for the, Thanksgiving episode, but, like, it was nuts. She,
for
like,
her.
looks,
Thinking about it.
like, sexy.
That's
Keeping it
somebody's
tight.
kink.
Keeping
That's-
it tight.
Martha Stewart.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Well, let's wrap this one up, and then we'll talk about crowdfunding.
Sweet.
So
Great.
this was our first episode with SJ and Ginny
Oh my
talking
gosh,
about.
that was our first episode?
Oh my god, we did
I
it!
don't think, did we, like, say enough things that were helpful?
Oh, you totally did.
Yeah,
was
we're
great.
geniuses.
Okay,
You guys
good,
are
good.
wonderful.
Guys just like
So, just
solved
quickly,
promotion for independent
Where
artists.
where can people find you guys on the internet?
Ooh. SJandJinny.com is
Uh-huh.
our primary love.
That's our website. We're SJ and Ginny, which is an ampersand on Facebook,
Mhm.
and SJ and Ginny on Twitter. We like to
Yeah.
keep it pretty simple.
Keep it
We
tight.
want you to. We're trying to keep it tight.
Keep it
Nice.
We want to be. We want to be
Wrinkle-free.
found.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. And we're 4MileCircus. That's the number 4, and then the word Mile Circus on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.com also. And so we will catch you guys next time, where we will be talking to whoever the fuck we're talking to. And SJ and Ginny, we're going to talk to them about crowdfunding soon. All right.
Woo.
Bye.
Bye.
If you like what you heard, please subscribe on iTunes or your podcast platform of choice, and check out other 4 Mile Circus services and projects at 4MileCircus.com, as well as 4 Mile Circus on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Watch our first VOD release, Nicole's award-winning feminist phone sex horror comedy Small Talk, at 4MileCircus.com/store,